Fine. So we are going to revise the density part today. Okay. Already we have learned about what's density, how to find out those steps. Density. What is this density? Density, it is the mass per unit volume. When you take an object, any object you take, right? So this object will be having a mass. Object will be having a mass. So the mass is measured. It is made up of some matter. This amount of matter is what we term as mass. So the mass is measured in kilograms. Mass is measured in kilograms. And that the object will be occupying a space in the environment. So it has a volume as well. So the volume we measure in cubic meters. Volume we measure in cubic meters. So as a standard unit, kilograms and cubic meters we are measuring. So when we take the ratio of this mass of the object and the volume of the object, so we divide the mass by the volume, we find out density. So density we define as mass per unit volume. Right? So what is the formula? Density is equal to mass over volume. Density is equal to mass over volume. Right? So D equals M over V. That is the formula we have to use. So the first question I have given here. I'm writing the questions in very simple way. Okay, simple ways. M equals 100 kilograms. Mass of an object is 100 kilograms. Volume is given 2 cubic meters. What is the formula? What is the formula? Formula is D equals M over V. D equals M over V. What is the mass given? The mass given is 100 kilograms. Dividing by the volume is 2 cubic meters. Volume is 2 cubic meters. So how do you divide this? 100 over 2, it is 50. You take the unit, kilograms. This cubic meter when you take out becomes per cubic meter. So 50 kilograms per cubic meter, that is the answer here. Very simple. Density equals mass over volume. Mass over volume. Let's take the question number 2. So I'm giving you the mass now. 2500 grams and the volume is 2.5 cubic meters. What is the density? Can you find out the density for this? Take your time. Get the density. So for this, how do we find out the answer? Now we see here. Mass is given 2500 grams. 2500 grams. Volume is given 2.5 cubic meters. And the density you want to find. So if the mass is given in grams and volume is given in cubic meters, right? What you do here, the mass you have to convert into kilograms. You have to first write D equals M over V, the formula you have to write. And then we write it horizontally here, straight away. The mass is 2500 grams. So 2500 when you divide by 1000, how much is the kilograms? 2.5. So why do I divide that? Grams to convert into kilograms. You have to divide by 1000. Because 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. So we divide by 1000. So straight away we write 2.5 kilograms divided by 2.5 cubic meters. Right? 2.5 kilograms divided by 2.5 cubic meters. So what is the answer there? 1 kilograms per, what is the answer? 1 kilogram per cubic meter. You understand that? So this is how we convert. So let me take the third question now. I'm giving you the mass as 150 grams. 150 grams. And the volume I'm giving you 100 cubic centimeters. Okay. Mass I'm giving you in grams, volume I'm giving you in cubic centimeters, right? And I'm asking you to find the density in grams per cubic centimeter. I'm asking you to find out the density in grams per cubic centimeter. So do we want to convert the units now? No need. Because I'm asking you, the question is, find the answer in grams per cubic centimeter. So you don't want to convert. You don't want to convert into the standard units. So straight away you can find the answer. B equals M over V. So must write the formula for every question. So the mass given here is 150 grams divided by the volume is 100 cubic centimeters. So this gives you 1.5 grams per cubic centimeters. No need of conversions. Okay, no need to convert, right? So I'm going to take the question number 4. I'm giving you the mass 150 kilograms. Okay, and I'm giving you the density. Density I'm telling you. Density I'm giving you 2.5 kilograms per cubic meter. I asked you to find out the volume. Right? How do you write that? Same equation, D equals M over V, and then you have to substitute. V equals M over D. V equals M over D. Get the answer, please. Or straight away you can write V is equal to M over D. M over D. Formula is D equals M over V. It's better if you can start up with D equals M over V, because here it's continuously we are taking the same formula, that's fine. But in a new question, if it is asking you this volume, first you have to write D equals M over V and then you have to substitute. Here, fine, because you know already. Okay. In the first question, you have to start with the formula. How much is it? The mass is given 150 kilograms. Okay, divided by density is given 2.5 kilograms per cubic meter. Right? Now 150 divided by 2 and half, 2.5. How much is it? Find, just find out how many 2.5s are there in 15. It's 6, right? 2.5 fours are there in 10, 2s are there in 5, so 6. 6 and another 0, it has to be 60 cubic meters, correct? 60 cubic meters, right? Because the volume is measured in cubic meters, right? And then we take question 5. Here I am giving you the density 1.5 kilograms per cubic meter, and the mass is given 100 kilograms. What is the volume? So what's the answer for this? D equals M over V. You want to find out the V here, M over D. The mass is 100 kg divided by what is the density given? 1.5. No? Oh, is it divisible? Decimal number you are getting, right? 1.5 kilograms per cubic meter. How much you get? 66.6. Is that so? Check. Check the answer. Check the answer, please. 100 over 1.5. 66.6. 666 it goes and measured in cubic meters. Right? Cubic meters. Question 6. So, question 6, I'm going to ask you to find this. Density is 25 kilograms per cubic meter. Okay. And the volume is 250 cubic meter. How much is the mass? How much is the mass? Yes, Rehab, you have to write it in the writing book. Just do it online. Get the notes in the writing book. Okay. So D equals M over V and M is equal to D into V. How much is D given? 25. You have to write with the unit. Volume is 250. Volume is 250 cubic meters. Right? Volume is given 250 cubic meters. Okay. So what's the answer you get here? 25 into 25, 625, 0. So it has to be kilogram. 6,250 kilograms. Check if it's correct. 6,250 kilograms. So you have some questions here, right? So apply the formula D equals M over V, density equals mass over volume, the same formula. And you have to subject according to the question. If you want to find out M, V, O, D, whatever, according to the question, you have to go and find the answers and standard units. And some questions are there where you have to go up with grams and cubic centimeters. Then you have to apply those units. Okay. So get the answers completely. Oh. So here I have given you all four answers. So once again, let me speak about them. You see, you want to find out the density here. Density is equal to mass per volume. So the mass is given 200 kilograms. Volume is 40 cubic meters. 200 divided by 40, you get the answer 5 kilograms per cubic meter. That's the density. And here, density equals mass per volume. Mass 1500. Okay, means 1.5 kilograms. Volume 3 cubic meters. You divide 0.5 kilograms per cubic meter. And then question number 9. D equals M over V. You want to find out the mass here. So we subject M, D into V. Density 2 into volume 500. 2 into 500, it is 1000 kilograms. Mass is measured in kilograms. And question 10. D equals M over V. V equals M over V. You want to find out V here. So the mass is given 3500 kilograms divided by 1000 kilograms per cubic meter density. So you divide it with the answer 3.5 cubic meters. 3.5 cubic meters. Okay. And available. D equals M over V. And you can see the question asks you to find the answer in grams per cubic centimeter, right? Grams per cubic centimeter. So you don't want to convert any. So mass is given to 500 grams divided by volume is given 250 cubic centimeters. When you divide, it gives 10 grams per cubic centimeters. 10 grams per cubic centimeters. Right? 500 dividing by 250 is 10, right? Okay, 2500 dividing by 250. Any problems? Any problems? Sure. Clear? If you have any doubts, please ask. What's going on? What? Do the works. D equals M over V. The mass is given 200 grams divided by volume is given 1000 cubic centimeters. 1000 cubic centimeters, 200,000, 0.2. Measurement should be grams per cubic centimeter in this version. So it's very simple. Always you have to take the formula. Take the formula and subject according to the question. Substitute the data with the units. You can end up the answers in with the proper calculations. Okay. Fine. Okay, look at this. Now in this question you can see I have given you a small box, a cube. Each side, the length, width, and the heights are given here, each at 3 meters. Each at 3 meters. And the mass is given 27 kilograms. Find the density. Find the density. You are right. So you can see here, it is a sort of cube, right? First, you want to find out the volume. How do you find out the volume? Length into width into height, right? So all 3 meters into 3 meters into 3 meters. 3 into 3, 9. 9 into 3, 27 cubic meters. And now density is equal to mass over volume. How much is the mass given? 27 kilograms. Dividing by what is the volume? 27 cubic meters. It is 1 kilogram per cubic meter. 1 kilogram per cubic meter. That's it. So same way you want to find out the exponents also, right? Because cuboid both the same way you want to find out the volume rate so far, right? Get the answer, please. Here the volume is 5 meters into 3 meters into 2 meters. How much is it? 30 cubic meters, right? 5 into 3, 15 into 2, 30. So density equals mass over volume. The mass is given 90 kilograms divided by 30 cubic meters. 90 over 30 is 3. Density is measured in kilograms per cubic meters. The clear kilograms per cubic meters. That's it. Fine. So do you totally understand about this density parts now? Okay, density calculations are very clear now. Okay, you can't make any mistakes over here, right? Density questions are clear. Density calculations are clear. Very simple. The thing is, you have to practice questions. So practicing questions make you perfect. Okay, perfect in the list. Fine. So now it's a time for you to complete the exercise. Some of you guys already completed that. Others, please do it now. We're gonna discuss the answers. Okay. Those who have already done, just refer the lesson once again. So the next new chapter will be starting at the next class session. Okay. So it is the 12th chapter we have to start up. Next week we'll be starting up the 12th chapter. And probably we'll be having some extra sessions like on Monday or Tuesday we had once, right? Monday, no? Monday we had. So such a class will be having maybe next week, the upcoming week or the following week you'll be having. Anyone having exams this week? Monday exams. Exams. This week exams. Okay, then we'll see the following week we can have some extra. You wrote the answers completely? Exercise, yeah? All done? Fine, others please do it quick, Those who have already done, please refer to it and you take your textbook. Have you got the textbook? Take your textbook and mark the answers using a pencil. Using a pencil. Okay. So you see, density is equal to mass over volume. This is a formula. Right? This is the formula. In this formula, you want to compare the density with the volume in this question, right? What does the question say? The question says that you have a mass of 8,000 kilograms. Volume differs. Different volumes are given. Then, if mass is constant, if this person is constant, what is the relationship here? Density is inversely proportional to volume. Up and down, right? Density is inversely proportional to volume. So mass is constant. Mass is constant. It's not changing. Same mass is taken. So you take the relationship between these two, D and V, inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means when one increases, the other one decreases. When one decreases, the other one increases. So you see, if you increase the volume, density decreases. If you decrease the volume, density increases. Density increases. So accordingly, question asks you, the liquid that has the highest density should be having the lowest volume. Am I correct? The liquid which has the highest density should be having the lowest volume. Who has the lowest volume here? D, right? Liquid D, right? Correct? Why? 12, 10, 8, 6. So 6 cubic meters should be the lowest. So you don't want to calculate that. Apply this. Understand that point? Write this close by. If n constant, D is inversely proportional to volume. Density high means volume must be low. Faster. Consider the following statements. Density of a liquid depends on its mass. Density of a liquid depends on its volume. Density of a liquid depends on its kind. What are the true statements? Only A and B, right? Depending on the mass and volume only. Mass and volume. Okay. What kind of liquid we don't take? Because mass or volume only we are taking into the calculations. Okay. A and B only. Four different liquids have equal volumes of 0.5 cubic meters each. The mass of these liquids are given below. The liquid has the lowest density. Same way. Now look at this. If volume is constant, now dispersion is constant. Okay, very easy. If dispersion is constant, these two are directly proportional. D and M are directly proportional. D is directly proportional to M. So you increase the mass, density increases. You decrease the mass, density decreases. Got it? So you increase the mass, density increases. You increase the mass, density increases. You decrease the mass, density decreases. Okay. So accordingly, the question asks you the liquid that has the lowest density. Who has the lowest density should be having the lowest mass. Okay, lowest mass. So who has the lowest mass here? 400 kilograms liquid P. 400 kilograms liquid P. And you should be able to arrange them in ascending, descending orders also. Figure given below shows four liquids that have equal masses kept in equal containers. Select the correct answer which illustrates the ascending order of the densities of four liquids. Ascending order of the liquids. Okay, that means small to big densities. Right. Now, can you see equal masses? So which one we take? Category. Mass same means the volume and densities are inversely proportional. You increase the volume, density decreases. You decrease the volume, density increases. The question asks you, give the ascending order of the densities. Ascending order of the densities means whom we have to take increasing density order. Then volume should be the decreasing order. Volume should be the decreasing order. You understand the point? So if you want to take the ascending order of densities, increasing order of densities, you have to take the decreasing order of volume. Okay. So A, B, C, D or K element when you are taking, who has the highest liquid volume here? K. And then M and then L and N. K, M, L, N, it is decreasing. K, M, L, N. The volume when you are taking, okay, volume when you are taking K, M, L, N. That is a decreasing order, right? Then the density should be the same thing, increasing order. You understand that? Is that clear? Decreasing order of volume. When the volume is decreasing, density increases. So K, M, L, N is the order of decreasing the volume. So the increasing density order should be K, M, L, N ascending order. What is the answer then? Answer number 2. K, M, L, N. Answer number 2. Okay. Please write it close by. Write it close by for every question. Figure below shows 4 equal hydrometers floating on 4 types of liquids. Out of those, the liquid that has the highest density is. Who immerses more, density would be less. Who immerses less, density would be more. Okay. So the question asks you that has the highest density. Highest density means immersing length will be lowest. Who has the lowest immersing length? U, right? Can you see U? In U, the hydrometer has gone down. It is immersed only a smaller level, right? So it should be having the highest density. And tell me who has the lowest density then? T should be having the lowest density, correct? Okay. So the answer here should be U. Observation received while preparing an orange solution is given below. Orange seeds which were at the bottom of glass started floating when adding sugar. What is the reason? Earlier it was at the bottom. Now when you add sugar, what's happening? Density is increasing. When the density is increasing, upward force will be increasing. So the immersing length will be decreasing. Correct? You understand that when the density is increasing, immersing length will be decreasing. So the orange seeds will be coming up. Orange seeds will be coming up. So let's write there. Give reason for this observation. Adding sugar increases the density. Adding sugar increases the density. Adding sugar increases the density. Which results in decreasing the immersing length. Which results in decreasing the immersing length. Decreasing the immersing length. At the next point. Therefore, orange seeds start floating up. Orange seeds start floating up. Question 3. Density you want to find? 4 cubic meter volume, liquid 3600 kilograms. Mass per volume 3600 kilograms divided by how much is the volume given? 4 cubic meters. What is the answer? 900 kilograms per cubic meter. Correct? 900 kilograms per cubic meter. Next one, the density is given. Density is given. We want to find out the mass. So mass is equal to density into volume. Okay. Density is 2000 kilograms per cubic meter. Volume how much? Volume is given as 0.25. 0.25 cubic meters. 0.25 cubic meters. How much is it? When you skip the 3 decimals, multiply by 3 zeros here with 2. 3 decimals skip, so 250. 250 into 2, it is 500 kilograms. 500 kilograms. Okay, fine. So that exercise you are done with. So make sure that you complete the 10th chapter's exercise also. When we get a time, we'll discuss that as well. And next week, so you won't be able to join the extra classes, right? Next week, how many of you are having? Some of you are having exams. You are having exams. And anyhow, Wednesday you can't, right? How about Monday? Monday, what is the time of the class you are having? Anyhow, we must have extra sessions. I told you, we'll be having some extra sessions to do some extra works. Okay, some lessons to be, some lessons are a bit longer. We need time. Otherwise, I can, just brush it up just like in your schools. Express, blah, blah, blah. This is the lesson. I can finish it up within this 1.5 hours. But you won't understand anything, so I need some time. I need some time. Extra hours I'm going to give you. You have to come. In case if you couldn't join any of the classes, at least go up with the recording. Okay, fine. Ending up with that. See you then at the next class. Morning. Salam. Okay.